Hi, and welcome, and thank you for stopping by. Nip it in the bud. Pipe down. Get it in the red. Get it in the red. What are you yelling about? You boo! Andy called me named again. Hi, and welcome, and thank you for stopping by. So I just been watching all the episodes of the Andy Griffith Show for the very first time ever, from beginning to end. Okay, so my whole life, I would just watch, the episode of the black and white one. Okay, and my whole life, I never watched any of the episodes in the color one. I think like in my life, I just watched like 1 or 2 episodes at the most in the color episode. Okay, and in my life, I never sat down from beginning to end and watched the Andy Griffith Show from beginning to end. Okay, so I like a year or two ago bought this online and then watched it. Okay, I'm a big Andy Griffith Show fan. Okay, and Andy Griffith Show got 1 or 2 problems. I'm gonna get to it in a minute, but I'm gonna give you the background. And it does got one iconic character that it if you did like a top 10 funniest characters in TV shows, it would be up there. Okay? Okay, so um it starred Andy Griffith, Ron Howard, Don Knotts, and Frankie Baker. Okay? 8 seasons, 249 episodes. Um it's like every episode is like 25 minutes. Um October 3rd, 1960 to April 3rd, 1958. Okay? Now, it said there was 1 episode in the Danny Comic Show with Andy Griffith in it, and that's how they were able to make the Andy Griffith Show. Okay? They had 2 spinoffs, Mayberry R&B and Gomer Power USMC. Now, I don't have Gomer Power USMC, but I do have the box set of Mayberry RFD. Okay, so because you're supposed to watch the Andy Griffith Show, then Mayberry RFD, and then come back and watch Return to Mayberry. Okay, for most of a lot of the old TV shows, Green Acres, Deer Island, Eugene Beanie, so on and so forth, they will have what you call like a reunion movie. Okay, and like I would say maybe like 10 years ago or something like that. I watched it with my dad, so I need to refresh my memory, and I'm trying to watch all this in order. Okay, so and before Andy Griffith made the Andy Griffith Show, he made these. Okay, so I will, after I watch Mayberry RB and the movie Return to Mayberry, I will watch these. Okay, I never seen it before. Okay, and on the back of it, I had a picture of Don Knotts in it. So we'll see if he's funny in it. Okay, and then I read this I probably know most of my life. The reason why Don Knotts left the show and went in 6, 7, 8 is because he thought that the Andy Griffith Show was going to end in 5 seasons. So Don Knott was looking for other work, and that's why he went and got a contract, and now he became a movie star. Okay. Okay. Um. Okay. And um. And I believe in 6, 7, 8 of the Andy Griffith Show, Don Knott, Bonnie Fight character, he at least one episode. One episode season 6, one episode season 7, and one episode season 8, okay? And okay? And most of the time, when a critic said this is the best episode of that TV show, and I go watch it and see if I agree with the critic, I don't. So the critic said the best episode. I think they said the best episode from the Andy Griffith Show is the pickle story. I don't think so. It's one of the funniest episodes, but no. Okay. I think Andy Griffith said his favorite episode is Bonnie for Caught. To me, that's one of that. If I had to do my top 10 favorite episodes, that could be up there. Miss Glass, or The Mountain Wedding, or Bonnie's Sidecar, or Sitting in the Ranch. Those are the episodes that I can watch over and over. Okay. Okay. I think at the end of season 4, they said that was kind of either a pilot or an intro for Gomer Pyle, USMC. Okay. Okay. So he left the show, and no more Gomer. Okay. Now the few episodes that he was on in the show in season 3 and 4, Gomer was funny. Okay. And I think you don't see no more Gomer until this. I think everybody come back in this movie until everybody come back in this movie. The only two I believe that not in it is Aunt B, because she died, and Floyd. Okay. So now, now the only problem with the Andy Griffith Show is they should stop after Don Knott left. Okay, or if Don Knott were kept being in the show, one of those two things, then the show would be one of the funniest shows of all time. Okay, up there with the Three Stooges, up there with Seinfeld. Okay, and the only problem I have with Three Stooges is that they should stop after Curly. Shemp. Okay, Shemp was a good replacement for Curly. Shemp was almost just as funny as Curly. And Shemp was a good replacement for Curly. Okay? So after Shemp and the Three Stooges, they should stop. Okay? I think I seen one like clip the other people. So I'm gonna give them a try later down the road that I have the whole box set, and I'm gonna give the other two Stooges that came after Chimp. I think there were 5 of them, and I'm gonna give them a try and see how if they're okay, terrible, or how I would describe the other two. Like Cody Joe, and I forgot who the other one is. Okay? Um, and uh, that's the problem with the Andy Griffith Show. In my opinion, they just couldn't do it without Don Knotts, Bonnie Five in the show. Okay? And cause it was not funny. Like when from season 1 to season 5, every time Bonnie Five was in the episode, you know you're gonna laugh. Just like Seinfeld, when George Costanza was in there and Kramer in there, you knew you're gonna laugh. Okay? It's like automatically a guarantee. Okay? And I think most fans just watch just the black and white one. Okay? And the color one, I would say just only watch the one with Bonnie Fife in it. Because he come back like one episode for each season. Like one episode in season 6, one episode season 7, one episode season 8. Okay? And I do believe that if Bonnie Five, Don Knotts would have knew that the show would have kept going for 3 more seasons, he would probably stayed on. But he got bigger. Cause he made a movie, and then he made another TV show. Like what we call my company, or whatever we call what we call. 3 companies. Okay, but I think Don Knotts, even though he made a bunch of other stuff after the Andy Griffith Show, I think he would still always be known for Bonnie Fife. Okay, just like Pierre Blanca will always be known for James Bond. Okay, Hugh Jackman will always be known for Wolverine. Okay, and the last couple of movies I saw him in, fantastic. Like Song Blue, fantastic. Okay, um, yeah. Okay, if if it wasn't if it wasn't for 6, 7, 8 and the spinoff, uh, and if it would just stop after Bonnie left, and then it went right into the movie, or Bonnie Five would been in it more, and also did the movie. It would have been one of the funniest shows of all time. Okay, but when you take one of the funniest characters of all time out of the show, it's gonna hurt the show. Okay, like in Seinfeld, if you take out George Costanza and Kramer, and then try to do a couple more seasons without them, you know what's gonna happen. It's not gonna be funny, and that's what the Andy Griffith Show did. And I'm surprised they were able to go 3 more seasons and have a spinoff without Bonnie Fife. Well, that's because and to have good ratings. The only reason why they were able to last that long for 3 more seasons and have a spinoff and have good ratings is because people are loyal to like Goober, Aunt B, so on and so forth. Okay, and then there were like a couple episodes that Bonnie Five showed up in 6, 7, 8, and then there were like 1 or 2 episodes where Andy showed up, maybe 2 or 3 at the most, and maybe R&B, and that's it. So that's why it got good ratings. Okay? But for me, if you want really funny laugh, just stick with season 1 to 5. Make legs with your pipe down, okay? Cause you need people like Bonnie Five and Andy keeping each other. Like the episode where Andy is pinning Bonnie Five down to the floor with the ruler. You need Bonnie talking on the phone to Juanita and Andy coming behind them. That is funny, okay? Sam Jones is not funny. Millie doing her little girl laugh is annoying. Okay, you need people like Drew. You need people like Gomer Pyle. You need Odette Campbell, Bonnie Five, and Andy going back and forth. That would make the show funny. Okay, so my criticism with the show is they should stop when Bonnie Five left the show. Done not. But other than that, it's funny, and I will give the show an A. Okay, and if Bonnie Five, done not, were kept going in the show, or they were if Don Knott kept being in the show, or if they quit the show when Bonnie, Don Knott left the show, then it would have been one of the funniest shows of all time. Okay, and Cher, Curly, Kramer, Bonnie Five, or some of the funniest characters of all time. Okay. And I remember I was after Houston Rodeo the year that he died, and right before the concert came on, it might be either during the concert, I think before the concert came on, and they had a picture of Don Knott on the big screen. Okay, so that's how funny he is, and how iconic he is. Okay, and when you think of the Andy Griffith Show, you think of Bonnie Five, Don Knott. You don't think of Goober, Gomer, Odette, Andy Griffith. Okay? And I read a story one time that Andy was supposed to be funny. Then Andy realized that it was Don Knott that's supposed to be the funny one in the show. Okay? And there's a big real life relationship between Andy Griffith and Don Knott, and then when Andy visited Don Knott in the hospital, and then when he died, he got like so emotional or something. He said, "That's it," something like that, and he didn't even go to the funeral because he was so emotional, shook up inside. See, that real friendship, okay? Aunt B, all the stuff I read about her made me mad because Andy and Bonnie, Andy and Don Knott tried to visit her in her hometown, when she was dying and stuff, and she's like, they get out of here, or, send them away. But yeah, okay. So yeah, so for the Andy Griffith Show, just stick with the black and white one, and then after the black and white one, watch this. I remember the last time I watched this, I'm like, you know what? That actually was not bad. It was pretty good. Because at the end of the movie, spoiler alert, if you've never seen it, Demalu and Bonnie get married. Okay? The only thing good about the Maybell R&B is in the pilot, Bonnie there with Andy and Helen, and Andy and Helen get married. Okay? So that's it. Thank you. Until next time.